The only things I need are clarity in the decisions I make at the moment, whether my actions benefit everyone at the moment, and being grateful for everything that comes my way at the moment. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 9.6. Perception, action, and will. These are the most critical principles overlapping with Stoicism. These same principles have been used in the organization of the year-long journey you are just beginning. Of course, these are not the only things contained within this philosophy. We could have days-long conversations about the unique beliefs of different Stoics. According to Heraclitus' thought, Zeno is from the city of Kition in Cyprus and believes that. But can this information really help us day by day? How can this trivia provide us with clarity? Instead, the following brief reminders perfectly reflect the three main tenets of Stoic philosophy. It is crucial to carry these with you every day and keep them in mind with every decision. Check your perceptions. Direct your actions correctly. Be willing to accept what is beyond your control. That's all you need to do. Aim at a target you do not see, says Seneca in On the Tranquility of the Mind, 12.5. Ensure that all your efforts are focused on something and always keep that thing in mind. What disturbs people is not activity but false perceptions about what surrounds them. That is what really drives them crazy. Law 29 in the book, The 48 Laws of Power states, plan all the way to the end. Robert Greene explains the law as follows: if you plan everything to the end, you won't be surprised by the situations you encounter, and you will know when to stop. Gently steer your destiny and take control of your future by planning ahead. Similarly, the second habit in Stephen R. Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is, begin with the end in mind. Thinking about the end of something does not guarantee that you will definitely achieve it. No Stoic would support this assumption. But not thinking about the end guarantees that you will not achieve it. According to the Stoics, oesis, false beliefs, not only disturb the soul but are also responsible for chaotic and dysfunctional lives and affairs around us. If your efforts are not based on a reason or do not address a purpose, how will you know what to do every day? How will you know what to say yes or no to? If you know nothing, how will you know when to stop, when you have reached your goal, or when you have deviated from your goal? There is only one answer to these questions: you won't know. Therefore, inevitably, you will be dragged towards failure or, worse, towards madness born out of the indifference of being out of control. Where, who, what, and why? A person unaware of what the universe is cannot know where they are. A person unaware of their purpose in life cannot know who they are or what the universe is. A person unaware of all these things cannot know the reason for their existence. In such a state, what should people who are unaware of where they are and who they are, and those who expect praise from or avoid it, do? Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 8.52. Comedian Mitch Hedberg used to tell a funny story in his shows. During a radio interview, the host asked him, "So who are you?" Mitch had to pause for a moment and think, is this guy really deep or did I come to the wrong studio? How often do we encounter these simple questions? Who are you? What do you do? Or where are you from? We often consider these questions as superficial, assuming we even take a moment to think, and we don't bother ourselves with anything more than a superficial answer. But even if you held a gun to their head, many people wouldn't be able to find a real answer to these questions. Could you find one? Have you ever taken a moment to think about who you are and what you represent? Or are you busy chasing trivial things, imitating false influences, and walking on paths full of disappointment and failure or non-existence? The 7 functions of the mind. The most important indicators of the mind working properly manifest themselves in the processes of decision-making, rejection, desire, aversion, preparation, purpose, and acceptance. So what are the things that relate to and hinder the proper functioning of the mind? These are hidden in the erroneous decisions made by the mind itself. Epictetus, Discourses, 4.11.6-7. Let's take a look at the real meanings of the tasks listed above. Decision-making, doing something and thinking correctly. Rejection, resisting things that seem attractive. Desire, wanting to do better. Aversion, hating negativity, bad influences, and anything untrue. Preparation, getting ready for what is in front of us or what may happen in the future. Purpose, our guiding principle and top priority. Acceptance, freeing oneself from the misconception of what is within and beyond our control, and being ready to accept what is beyond our control. These are the purposes of our minds. We must ensure that our minds work in this way and see anything outside of this as contamination and corruption. Recognizing our dependencies. We must abandon many things we are addicted to and perceive as good. Otherwise, our courage, which should constantly test itself, will disappear. As we diminish the things most desired by the masses, the perfection of the soul whose brightness increases will disappear. Seneca, Letters to Lucilius, 74.12b13. Things we perceive as harmless indulgences can easily turn into fully developed dependencies. The adventure that begins with a morning cup of coffee quickly results in the inability to start the day without it. Once upon a time, checking our emails was just a part of our daily activities, but before we know it, we feel like we have a phone vibrating in our pocket every second. These seemingly harmless habits start to govern our lives without us even realizing it. These small compulsions and urges not only gradually eliminate our freedom and autonomy but also blur our mental clarity. We may think we have control over our lives. But do we really? As an addict once said, addiction is losing the freedom to stay away. Let's reclaim our freedom. You may be addicted to many things. Soda, drugs, complaining, gossip, the internet, biting your nails. But you must regain the ability to stay away from all of these because the clarity of your mind and your self-control lie within this ability.